Well, tomorrow marks 1 year since the murder of George Floyd. The summer of upheaval and unrest that followed started a wave of social, political, and legislative changes. And tonight we take a look back at the legacy that day left behind.
What do you want?
I can breathe. Please, the knee in my neck. I can breathe shit.
It started with a call to police.
This is reality. This has always been the reality.
A counterfeit $20 bill at a Minneapolis convenience store.
I'm tired of marching. I'm tired of protesting.
May 25th, 2020, the death of George Floyd.
We can't keep seeing people get murdered by the police on television.
To many, a reminder of a painful part of America's past, which lingers today.
The reason we could never be who we wanted and dreamed to be in is you kept your knee on our neck.
From slavery to Jim Crow to the civil rights movement, racism in America took many forms, all too often violent forms.
No more hate crimes, please. Someone said make America great again, but when has America ever been great?
All of it seemed to explode that day last spring. It began a crescendo of a refrain: America needs a reckoning. A reckoning for generations of exploitation, violence, and death. In this case, death at the hands of a police officer, the representation of the establishment.
When you keep doing something to somebody, like how many times can you do it before they decide to take matters into their own hand?
The first chord struck in Minneapolis, the very precinct where Derek Chauvin reported burned to ashes. The message echoed across America. Cities stirred up with painful memories of their own George Floyds. In Louisville, it was Breonna Taylor. In Colorado, it was Elijah McClain. In New York, Daniel Prude. The list goes on. And as the pandemic raged on, disproportionately impacting the black community, feelings of inequity and injustice reached a boiling point. Peaceful protest by day turned destructive at dark. Buildings burned and livelihoods looted.
Riot and protest is needed sometime so that our state authorities, communities know what we're trying to say.
I'm proud of the protest, but I'm not proud of the destruction.
The rioting struck at the heart of Chicago retail as wooden boards became the new storefront displays along the Magnificent Mile. In the first 10 days of protests alone, Chicago police arrested more than 1,500 protesters. CPD's response later met with criticism of a Lightfoot administration and a police force ill-prepared for the chaos.
The bottom line here is that there were critical failures of leadership in the Chicago Police Department and the City of Chicago's response to the protests.
Then, 15 days after his death, America's pain and anger gave way to grief and sorrow. George Floyd was laid to rest where he grew up, in Houston.
I'm gonna miss my brother a whole lot, and I just want to say to him, I love you, and I thank God for giving me my own personal Superman.
Right now, I want justice for my brother, my big brother.
That pursuit of justice brought George's brother, Philonise, before Congress the very next day.
I'm here to ask you to make it stop. Stop the pain. Stop us from being tired. George called for help, and he was ignored. Please listen to the call I'm making to you now.
A call left unanswered for generations finally picked up. Less than a week later, President Trump signs an executive order on police reform, funding to improve police training, and a new database to track officer misconduct. But many said it didn't go far enough. Discouraged by a president who readily decried protesters but failed to stand up against systemic racism.
Give me a
white
name.
supremacists and
white
supremacists and right
Proud Boys. Stand back and stand by.
Then in November, after a bitterly contested election, Joe Biden represented hope for a change in direction.
A cry for racial justice, some 400 years in the making, moves us The dream of justice for all will be deferred no longer.
Invest in people, invest in care.
A new movement pushed to reallocate police resources aimed at preventing the cause of crime, not the symptom.
The best way to make our community safe is not by investing more in policing, but by investing more in after-school programs, job programs, mental health services.
It had an immediate impact. City councils in Minneapolis, Seattle, New York, all approving hefty budget cuts to their police departments. And here in Illinois, sweeping criminal justice reform signed into law in February.
A transformative step forward in Illinois' effort to lead the country in dismantling systemic racism.
Police officers statewide face a new certification process and are required to wear body cameras by 2025. Now, complaints against officers can be submitted anonymously, and by 2023, cash bail will be eliminated. But George Floyd's impact was left not only on paper, it was also etched in stone. A summer of reckoning for constant reminders of oppression. To date, 175 Confederate statues have come down, institutions renamed, but perhaps the biggest change came in the courtroom.
America's on trial to see if we have gotten to the place where we can hold police accountable.
On April 20th, after the most anticipated trial in years, a surprise to many.
Count 1, unintentional second-degree murder, guilty. Count 2, third-degree murder, guilty. Count 3, second-degree manslaughter, guilty.
Ex-police officer Derek Chauvin, who kneeled on George Floyd's neck for 9 minutes, guilty on all counts.
America, let's frame this moment as a moment where we finally are getting close to living up to our Declaration of Independence.
While Derek Chauvin awaits his sentence, all of it brings us to ask, can it be the start of meaningful change to help us live up to the promise, the dream that this nation can live up to its creed?
When we're going to look back in time, we're going to look at the dates of May 25th and April 20th as being the bookends for a radical change in American history.
The George Floyd Justice in Policing Act is facing a battle in Congress as police departments across the country move to reform.
We've all seen the knee of injustice on the neck of Black Americans. Now's our opportunity to make some real progress.
But the chasm is still wide, as evidenced by police shootings of Black Americans that have continued even after the landmark verdict. President Biden will meet with the Floyd family tomorrow at the White House for the one-year anniversary. He previously set tomorrow as the deadline to pass the Justice in Policing Act, but it is gridlocked in the Senate.
Derek Chauvin's sentencing hearing is 1 month from tomorrow. Also on the anniversary of George Floyd's death, Ray and I will take a closer look at the day that sparked outrage, protests, and re-energized a social justice movement here in Chicago and around the world. You can watch the WGN News special, The George Floyd Tragedy, 1 year later, tomorrow at 7 p.m.